Hi guys, my name is Annie from Harmony Public Schools, and this year's PBL project will be on the Science Olympiad event, anatomy. In anatomy, I have chosen my main topic and my main focus to be on the nervous system. Since anatomy is divided into 3 subtopics, I'm most interested in the nervous system, therefore my entire PBL project will be on the nervous system. So to first start off this video, my English connection is a narrative about how my first surgery influenced me and inspired me to look more into anatomy, which therefore made me choose anatomy as my main event for Science Olympiad. Then my social studies connection is on how anatomy got started and the history of anatomy. So that's that. And I would like to start off this video with stating that and telling you the main functions of the nervous system. So the main functions of the nervous system is to control and coordinate all body functions like homeostasis and keeping your temperature at level and controlling most of your delicate balance. So one of the main functions of the nervous system is to gather information from inside and outside of your body. Then this transports the information into your brain or spinal cord, and your brain and spinal cord will process this information. After processing this information, your brain and spinal cord will send this information back into your muscles, glands, or whatever, and they will tell you the appropriate movement and respond for this. So for example, if you were to burn your finger, your hands or fingers will sense the heat, bringing this into your spine. Your spine will then process the heat, sends back the neurotransmitters, telling your hands to move. Therefore, you retract quickly from the heat, before you get like severe burn or something like that. So now we will go into the divisions of the nervous system. The 2 main divisions of the nervous system is the central nervous system, which is the CNS, and the PNS, which is the peripheral nervous system. I'll have voiceover further explaining you that in a couple of scenarios to help you further understand. Okay, so as you can see here in this diagram of the human nervous system, the nervous system consists of many divisions. The 2 main divisions in the human nervous system is the central nervous system, which is referred to as the CNS, and the peripheral nervous system, which is referred to as the PNS. The central nervous system is the integration and command center of the body. It consists of the brain and spinal cord. The brain processes and interprets sensory information sent from the spinal cord as they are protected by 3 layers of connective tissue called the meninges. The peripheral nervous system consists of sensory neurons, ganglia, and the nerves that connect the central nervous system to the arms, legs, and feet. Okay, now moving on to the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system is divided into 2 more divisions. One is called the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system. The somatic nervous system is responsible for voluntary movements, while the autonomic system is responsible for automatic movements such as breathing and heartbeat. So, to help further explain the somatic nervous system and the autonomic nervous system, I have included a couple of scenarios that will further demonstrate how these work. Alright, so as you can see in this scenario, the girl is voluntarily walking to get herself some food. She's also voluntarily opening the bag and grabbing the food. All these movements are voluntarily, therefore this is the somatic nervous system. Whereas in this scenario, instead of voluntarily grabbing food, she is just automatically breathing. She is in no control of her breathing whatsoever and is not a voluntary move. She has to breathe to live. Therefore, this is an autonomic nervous system working, since the breathing is automatic and she's relying on her lungs to take in the oxygen and release the carbon dioxide. Like breathing, the autonomic system is responsible for other automatic movements, such as blinking and your heartbeat. Now, moving back to the diagram. The autonomic system is then broken into 2 more parts, the sympathetic and parasympathetic system. The sympathetic system is when one is in the human fight or flight response, and the parasympathetic system is when one is calm and relaxed. So to further explain the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system, there are 2 more scenarios that will help further show and demonstrate how these sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system work. Okay, so as you can see here, the girl is sitting on her bed laughing and texting while watching TV. She is nowhere near stressed, therefore this is her parasympathetic nervous system in act. Her heartbeat is at a steady rate and she is calm and relaxed. However, in this current scenario, the exact same girl is in complete stress. She doesn't know her answers to her test, which causes her human fight or flight response to turn on. Her sympathetic nervous system dilates her pupils, accelerates heartbeats, and then inhibits digestive activity. The sympathetic nervous system not only acts when one is under stress, like when you're failing your test, but also acts when you are in danger. Okay, so I hope you understand the different types of nervous systems and the different divisions of nervous system that the human body has. And now I will go into the structure of the neuron. I will explain different parts of the neuron and how the neurotransmitters go through each neuron. And there will be a voiceover right about now. Alright, so now I will inform you on the parts of the neuron. This is the structure of the neuron from left to right. The first structure is the dendrite. The dendrite receives the stimulus and carries the impulse towards the cell body. After the dendrite comes the cell body. The cell body contains the nucleus and most of the cell's cytoplasm. After the cell body is the axon. The axon is the fiber which carries impulses away from cell body. Around the axon or surrounding the axon is the myelin sheath. The myelin sheath is a dense lipid layer which insulates the axon. This makes the axon look gray. Inside the axon is the Schwann cells. The Schwann cells are cells which produce myelin or fat layer in the peripheral nervous system. Now, the gaps between each myelin sheath on the axon are called nodes or rendezvous. These are the gaps or nodes in the myelin sheath. The impulses travel from the dendrite to the axon. Last but not least is the axon terminal. The axon terminal is the last part before the neurotransmitters are fired across the synapse gaps to the next neuron, and the cycle repeats. This is the structure of a neuron. Okay, last but not least, I will explain to you the three types of neurons we have in our bodies. In your body, there are three types of neurons. As you can see in the picture, the first type of neuron is called a motor neuron. Motor neurons carry messages from the central nervous system, which is the brain and spine, down into the receptor, which are your muscles. Next comes the sensory neuron. The sensory neuron brings messages to the central nervous system. And last but not least is the interneuron. The interneurons are located inside your brains. These neurons are between sensory and motor neurons in the nervous system. Okay, so that's about it for the basics of the human nervous system. I hope you enjoyed the video and understood my explanations and scenarios. And thank you for watching Harmony Public Schools. Bye!